it had to do with people trying to hack the program. I'm so sorry about that because I'm waiting for Dr. Cynthia to join. Let me see. I'm waiting for Dr. Cynthia to join back. Sorry about that. Let me just see if I can put her back on. Sorry, still waiting. It says waiting for her. Sorry about that. It's the hackers, but we'll be fine. Everything is all right. So things happen, right? But we've tightened the security. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel if you've not already done so, and give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Are you looking for a way to make a difference? Join the Amina Jimoh Foundation. We are an international organization, humanitarian at heart, with a focus on life issues. Let's take a fresh start. From empowering communities to fostering development, we are dedicated to making a positive impact, building boreholes for clean water for all, and offering advice on domestic issues. Stand tall. Amina Jimoh Foundation is all about life, empowering individuals, ending strife. Together, we can make a change hand in hand. Join us today. Let's make life grand. Be part of our amazing community where nature and confidence thrive in unity. Your contribution can make a world of difference. Let's commence. Join us today via our mail, Amina Jimoh Foundation at gmail.com, or visit our Facebook page, Amina Jimoh Foundation. Let's work together standing tall. Amina Jimoh Foundation, it's all about life. Amina Jimoh Foundation. I want to find a America. Then I sign no more a week. And I can do this. Then I put on the name again. I always win. Welcome back, Dr. Cynthia. So basically, what happened was it was the hackers. I just got notification from the security team. We'll be fine now, so we will reintroduce ourselves because I was told that nobody could hear whatever we were saying before. I love this. This is getting great. But we've tightened all our security now. So welcome to the Amina Jimoh Foundation at the Amina Jimoh Show. We already started the program before, but unfortunately we had lovely hackers who love us that were hacking the program. But whether they like it or not, we're going to do it, and we're back because Ajay never gives up. So I have here with me the wonderful UK doctor, Dr. Cynthia Odigie. She's the AJF doctor. So I'd like you to introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Cynthia, and I am a GP in London. Thank you, Her Excellency, for this opportunity. And just before I begin, my condolences to your family for the recent loss of your sister.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And I know some of the people on the platform are not aware that I lost my sister, and my family is still mourning her. And I pray that the Almighty God and the Almighty Allah make her be in heaven. Amen. And I want you guys to know that sometimes people like I and Cynthia still have to be strong for other people that rely on us. The public relies on us. So sometimes we might be going through stuff. But you have people who are like crying to you, and then they're like, why are you not answering my phone? I'm vulnerable, and this is this. You're not answering. But they don't know what's going on because you're trying to make everyone strong. So we have to be resilient to be here for you. So yes, I'm going through my own and my family are going through their own. Some of my family members are here. My mom is here. I give a shout out to her. Thank you for coming on the show. And may the Almighty God bless everyone. And I pray for my family, the Jimoh family. May the Almighty God strengthen us and be with us. I love you, and Odigie will forever love you. And thank you, because I know our Father instilled this in us, and that's why the Amina Jimoh Foundation was open today, and our mother. So thank you very much. Dr. Cynthia, can you tell us about the topic we're talking about today, please?
Okay, so without wasting so much time, thank you, Her Excellency, for this platform. I'll keep saying thank you because it's a beautiful one and it's here to enlighten ladies. So today we'll be discussing about menopause and women's health. It's a very important topic because it's one women they get shy of talking about. No one, sometimes people are not enlightened about what this phase in life is about. So, what is menopause? What is menopause? So, menopause basically is when a woman stops seeing her period within in a period of 1 year. So, if you see a 50-year-old lady coming to say, or a 45-year-old lady upward saying, "Oh, I haven't seen my period in 1 year," then we can confidently say, "I haven't ruled out every other medical cause." Which I mean, most importantly, pregnancy. We need to make sure, are you pregnant? What's going on? So if there's no pregnancy, if there's no other medical cause with symptoms she would present with, then we say, yes, you're in menopause. So there are misconceptions about menopause, which, speaking on this platform, I hope to clear. Menopause does not start suddenly. It's a gradual process. So I would mention very briefly the stages you would come through before getting to menopause. Menopause is not a disease. Sometimes you hear people, this is where the stigma is. No one wants to talk about menopause because they would express them, "Oh, I'm living with menopause." No, you don't live with menopause. You're just in a stage or a phase in life which, if you are enlightened about, you'll be able to manage properly and live a very comfortable life. And also, menopause is not a death sentence. Sometimes I get patients come to my clinic saying, I can't understand myself. I feel my life is finished." So that shouldn't be the case. So let's begin now. Every woman will go through menopause. There's no exception to it. Okay, this is a fact. So what is the transition phase before menopause? That is what we call the perimenopause. Perimenopause, the classical symptom, how would they define their perimenopause? So perimenopause is when the hormones are very imbalanced. So people come up with different symptoms. Most commonly, their periods become irregular. What do I mean by that? You can hear a lady saying, "Oh, I haven't seen my period for 2 months," and then it's come again, or "My period is becoming lighter," or "My period is now more heavy." So if she's over 45, with no doubt, with my eyes closed, I can say, you know what, this is definitely perimenopause. So there are things we can do and there are ways we can move forward to help her manage things. There are also other terminologies I would like to clarify. So there's something called early menopause, and there's something called, if it's not early menopause, premature menopause. So premature menopause is another kettle of fish. I won't be talking so much about that, but if anyone here starts noticing they are not getting their periods before less than 40, whilst they're in their 30s, they're not seeing their periods, please, you need to see your doctor and speak to your doctor so they can do some further investigations. Early menopause is the one that begins between the age of 40 and 45. All right. So there are things that can make early menopause happen to people. So sometimes it could be hereditary. So this is why when people come to us, we ask the history. "Oh, any history of your mom experiencing early menopause? At what age did your mom or your sisters get into their menopause?" So we ask these questions because sometimes it could be hereditary. Sometimes it could be as a result of they've had the surgery. So most times people could have their ovaries taken off, they could have their womb taken off. So automatically they are going to be going into the menopausal stage. And then sometimes it could be due to habits which people do, commonly smoking. could lead you to getting into menopause very early. And not forgetting people who have to take treatments like chemotherapy, people who are on medications could also tilt you towards the early menopause stage.
When you say
Having
medication, what
said
kind of medications?
chemotherapy medications,
Okay.
radiotherapy,
I just wanted to
medications
clarify
for
so they know.
cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, medications for cancer commonly can predispose someone, or rather can be a risk factor for someone going into the menopause stage earlier than expected. So that's what we class as early menopause. So how does menopause occur? So I've just spoken so much about defined menopause. I've defined all the other terminologies. I hope people understand. And Amina, you pick up questions, right? Her Excellency, you pick up questions if there are any. Okay, so when the child is born, okay, the woman's reproductive organs, we have ovaries. These ovaries store the eggs. A girl child is born with about 1 million to 2 million eggs, all right? So these eggs they remain dormant. They are just there. This is why a baby does not go through menopause, because if there's something happening, there are no hormones at that stage. From the age of 7, 8, 9, a part of the brain, an organ, the hypothalamus, is triggered. And this senses that, okay, some hormones need to be released for these eggs to blossom. Okay? So at the time we're shedding these eggs, this is what we call the menstrual period. So if the egg is not fertilized, then it is being shed. And also hormones are also reducing. So imagine from the age of 8 years old to the age of 40, you've been seeing your menstrual periods, isn't it? You've been getting periods. So, but there's a pool of eggs. Now, these eggs have become, there are very little left in the store. So this is where we start saying, okay, this is where the perimenopause and the menopause eventually occurs, because there are not so much eggs again, and there are not so much hormones. So defining it, once a lady is in menopause, which means she has not seen her period, the last time she saw her period, she has not seen it again for 1 year, this we're confident you are now menopausal, which means your fertility stage ends. All right. So saying all this, I know why I'm stressing on this, because this is what causes the stigma of people talking about menopause, where a lady who is still looking for a child is saying, God forbid, I'm not in menopause. But
I was gonna say
it's
that.
sad.
Sorry to cut you
Yes,
off.
so
I was
this is
gonna say
why,
that because I'm like, why is it that people do not accept it? Because they're like in
yeah,
denial. Like I do not have it. Like I've had conversations with a lot of people because of this show, and they're like, I'm like, you need to come, and they're like, I do not have it. I'm like, you don't have to have it, but you just have to listen to know the signs. So there you go. Go ahead.
yeah. So just bridging into the stigma of it. So menopause will show your true age if it's not the early menopause, because definitely, you should be about getting to your 50s, because it's in that range. So from 55, usually the average age, but women could see it earlier on. But the perimenopause could last 10 years before the menopause, like I said, 7 to 10 years on average. So what are these symptoms? The symptoms could range from anything to everything. Imagine perimenopause is like a mirror image of puberty. So most of us here, we have the teenagers. So being a teenager, you know what it is when we're like, oh, it's the hormones. When they get that surge of hormone and they're everywhere, their mouth gets very, they're doing random things. They can't control their emotions. They're everywhere. So imagine us on the other end when you don't have these hormones. So everything goes down, starting from even your lips or your mucosa, that's the tongue, your mouth could get really dry. You can suffer with lack of concentration, because there are certain hormones which I would list after telling you the symptoms and the importance of these hormones. Dry mouth, loss of concentration. Sorry, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say, what is like the impact of this on the individuals?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It brings you down. It brings your confidence low.
Okay.
It could affect marriages, because there's something called when the menopause or when the perimenopausal stage sets in, because these hormones are perimenopausal stage is when the hormones there's an imbalance in hormones, and these hormones I'm talking about are the estrogen, the progesterone, and the testosterone. So when there's an imbalance in this, it can affect marriages because at this stage, you're suffering with vaginal dryness. You're suffering with recurrent UTIs. Your emotions are everywhere. In fact, you can even call them maybe, what is this thing we call now? Pepper body. I have a friend that
Pepper body, is
my
that a
cousin
Nigerian
calls
thing or African thing? I've never heard it.
my cousin calls me pepper body sometimes, or maybe angry bird. So when you're in that stage, you can bite, isn't it? So if your partner, if they don't know, they're not going to understand. And
That's
the
why I
children
tell
at
the men
home. So
on my platform that they need to be here. And they're like, I'm not a female. I'm like, well, you need to be here to have empathy on your woman. One, it's like, I just have a girlfriend. I'm like, well, you need to know also about that. You need to plan. So that's good that all of
yeah,
them are here because I see Chaya is
so
here
it can
and
break
Cynthia,
relationships.
everybody's here. So good. Awesome.
It can break communication skills between you and your child because they're like, mommy has started again. Oh, fire. Let's run away from her. You get, because you can't control this. So, like I said, the hormones are very important. They control all organs, they control all cells in the body. So, especially the estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So, imagine not having progesterone, enough of progesterone. You can't sleep. So, most people come up with the hot sweats, or what is it, the hot flushes, where they just feel, my goodness, fire from the head to the chest, just suddenly the rush of heat. So there are different symptoms. So there's everything people experience, which I can't even name, but the weirdest thing, sometimes it can even impact on your health because, like I told you, the hypothalamus, these hormones are produced by the brain, isn't it? You remember me saying that? So
Yeah.
if it's low mood, depression, all stages of any form of mental health, this is why they have it too. So this is why we advocate that you need to know these symptoms because you are not going mad. It's just expressing yourself properly and seeking the help you need will get you to the stage to manage your symptoms properly.
So that's where they get the hot flashes and all this. What do you call
In
it?
fact, that's the commonest: hot flushes and low libido. So women
Okay.
suffer with that. So this is why they lose their self-esteem. They look at themselves. Who am I? I can't see myself in myself again.
That's why
Especially
you
if your
complain about
relationship,
the irritability, right?
yes,
Okay.
the pepper body.
Pepper body. And then the man will be like,
My
this one
cousin
get
calls me
bipolar.
that. Sorry.
They'll say this. I said the men will be like, this one
Exactly.
get
So,
bipolar. I wish you don't start.
and then it can also affect the nails because lack of these hormones can affect your nails. It can affect the skins because it affects the collagen. So your skin is no longer elastic. It just loses that elasticity. So these are things that just happen. And that is why people say, oh, my life is finished. I can't see myself again. It's actually a bad state people get into. But if they speak up, it's good. And I remember you saying to me that people keep telling you they're not there yet. That is not true. It's because they don't know. So every lady, at least 2 in 4 women that see their periods have something called PMS, premenstrual syndrome. Is very similar. So this is when people say before their period, they get very irritable, they get hungry, they lose concentration, and then after their periods, few days after their periods, they normalize. So this is what perimenopause is because it's still the hormones fluctuating. So a lady who experiences PMS has been experiencing perimenopause without knowing. That is it,
Interesting.
clearly.
So great.
Yes, it is. It is interesting. And then with having talking about menopause, perimenopause, it looks like I've said many bad things about it, but there are good things about being in your menopausal stage. You know that.
Help, because this sounds scary because it feels like they're losing marriages, they're losing their jobs, you're losing relationships, and people are thinking you're crazy because you're going down with depression, you're going down with anxiety, and like the mood swings. So what can they do on things like that?
So why I say going through menopause is advantageous. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now imagine not seeing your periods every month. So when you hit menopause, you don't have to think of buying pads. You don't have to think of painful menses. You're just like, okay, I'm not thinking again. You don't even have to think of contraception because you are in that stage where you can't get pregnant. You are not seeing your monthly cycle. And imagine people that have fibroids where they have heavy bleeds. When their periods are coming, it's like a death sentence. So this is a good thing with menopause. So there are also positives to getting into the stage and preparing your mind that you're getting into the menopause stage.
Okay, so it's like you're saving money on pads.
I can't hear you again. I'm just smiling.
You
If you can hear me, say something.
Can you guys hear me? Because
Okay, I can hear you. It's kind of breaking.
Okay. I was thinking about that because I had asked you a question before on how they can get help because
sorry. What did you ask me?
I said how can they get help because it seems this breaks marriages, it breaks relationships, and maybe their jobs and things like that. Like it will bring issues coming up. So how do they get help with things like this?
Okay, so accepting it is the first. You accept your diagnosis, you accept the stage in life you're getting into. Like I said, it's not a disease. So at your workplace, speak to managers because most office they have what do they create? I think they accommodate women in their menopausal stage because they know they're like, she's carrying fun.
I think
Sorry?
it's called the ADA accommodation in jobs, whereby you have like the accommodation.
Different organizations. So there are people you speak to, occupational.
Okay. Hello? I can hear you. I'm just responding because some of them are saying they can hear us. So I'm just responding to them. I can hear you. Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking to your company manager, telling them how you feel, what you're going through can really help. So opening up is the first stage. Accepting it, understanding it, opening up and receiving help that you can receive. Also, if those of us with children, you can call your children and tell them, oh, it's going through this phase. It's going to take some time, but bear with her. It is due to some chemicals, some hormones in the around. Okay? Speaking to your partners. So working hand in hand with partners. For help and not forgetting seeking help from the specialists, your doctors or your GPs.
What about the people that are unable to speak out to their jobs? Because I don't think I would want my employee or employer or whoever to know about what happens with my private life if they don't have to know.
And so that's what I'm saying. So it's not about you now. It's about how well you can be very efficient at work. Okay, you don't want to lose your job and come back suffering, because if you doing yourself, so this is more to tell people, speak up. You ask for help, you get help. You're just telling them to understand the phase you're going through. It's fun again. This sweat is her menopause. So you don't want that. They can accommodate things and accommodate you. This is what I'm trying to say. This is why it's important.
Somebody wrote that.
So it should not be stigmatized, because most times we are the ones that make people stigmatize us without talking.
Okay. She said, The person who asked the question said, because she was like, what if I do not want, she said, what if I do not want my employee to know, or my employer to know that I do have, that I'm doing my menopause? So what do I do? Then she goes, She said, network. I don't know. I think she said network again. She said,
Yeah, it's really hard. It's breaking. I'm struggling to hear you, though. So there are many things we can do. It's breaking. It's breaking. I think your security has been breached again.
Lord. I don't know. They love
I don't know. I don't know what's happening to security. But I can speak.
This is fine. Let me see.
No, I think you guys can hear me, which is good.
Yeah, I can hear you. And I know somebody said network over here.
Okay, so what can people do? There's always treatment. There's always treatment for everyone. So we have something called, like I said, with menopause, with perimenopause, is all because of the hormones are low and not sufficient. So what is the ultimate treatment is give me back hormones
Sorry to
so I
cut
can
you
feel
off.
better.
Sorry to cut
All right.
you off. Somebody said did not hear some of the discussion, unfortunately. So I'm thinking maybe it was when they hacked.
Oh, I'm not sure what she didn't hear, but
yeah, maybe you can come back and revisit it because we were hacked. Right now our securities are tight, so we should be fine. Thank you. So you can go on. Oh well, they wanted to hack us. They didn't hack us, but hey, we love.
okay. So
Okay. Good evening.
what was the question? Sorry, I'm not menopausal, but I'm forgetting now. What was the question?
You're clarifying now. Don't worry, they're not
I
gonna.
can say that. How will menopause affect the sex drive? Good. So the hormones, there are three hormones that are important in a woman's in the vaginal area. Okay. So we have the estrogen, the progesterone, and the testosterone. So basically, with the sex drive, the main important hormones are the estrogen and the testosterone. So these hormones are reduced. So what happens in that area? It gets very dry, vaginal dryness. And subsequently, we need these hormones to boost up our sex drive. So, like I said, women have testosterone, not as much as men. So you can imagine why the male sex drive is very high because they have very increased testosterone. So just as they have testosterone, we also have testosterone. So when a lady is getting into the perimenopause or the menopausal stage, the testosterone is low. So like I said, this pepper body, now your partner is coming, you're like, leave me alone. I'm not interested. You don't have that drive again to do this thing. So until you get the replacement of the hormone, then you feel like a young angel again. So sometimes we can give the testosterone, we can give the estrogen, but that is discussing hormone replacement therapy, which is a treatment of that. And then it makes things bounce back again. Was that clear?
Yes, I believe Ishaya asked that question, one of the security experts. That's great. Thank you very much, Ishaya, for asking that. So we can move on to the next one. Let's see.
Okay. What did you ask me? It's like I'm forgetting now. Did you
I
ask me
asked you
something?
because someone stated that what if she does not want to say that she, had it, but I think you covered it, but I think some of them said they didn't hear it. She said, what if I do not want to tell my job that I'm going through that because I'm a private person and I don't feel like I have to? So yes, she can tell her partner, yes, she can tell other people around her, maybe the family, but going into the job to say, oh, this is what's going on with me, probably is what she's asking you. How would she navigate that?
So there are not two ways. It's unfortunate. It is not unfortunate. This is the stage every woman will go through. So whether the men like it or not, or other sex like it or not, they know about these things. But because people don't like talking about it because, oh yeah, it's the reproductive system of a female, so it's a bit embarrassing. You shouldn't feel embarrassed in any way talking about your problems, because it's only when you talk about your problems you can get help.
And
Can menopause women get pregnant?
Yes.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Now I wanted to say, depending on what kind
No,
of job
like
you
I
have.
said,
Okay.
if you're
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to answer that question. Can a menopause woman get pregnant?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
I said it's upon that lady. As long as you haven't seen your period for 1 year, over 55 or beyond, you can't get pregnant. And there are no eggs. You're not seeing periods. There are no eggs to even get fertilized. Like I said, the eggs get released from the ovaries. So if there are no eggs to get fertilized, you can't get a baby. Clear. But miracles happen. I believe in miracles.
Ishaya
So
said,
we can never say never. So that is
no wonder
that is
sugar
another
daddy's
part.
full everywhere. It's well. I see. I didn't know that sugar daddy's full everywhere.
Yeah, like I said, the male gender, they have a lot of testosterone. So testosterone is what boosts the sex drive. So that's why when we experience menopause or perimenopause, these hormones are reduced, so we don't have that drive. It's lost. We're not interested in all that again.
So what can we do to be interested?
Should we move on?
Yes, we can move on, but I'm asking, what can we do to help ourselves? Do they have other things to make you that would help you kind of like be interested? Because I know that can be like a problem for the marriage and the relationship.
I didn't get that. Her Excellency. Sorry, I need to address you as Her Excellency. I didn't get that. What did you say again? Type it. I read better when you type.
I should type it?
Yeah, type the question, then I would respond.
Okay. This is getting interesting. Ishaya, can you type what I said? I said, what can...
Yes, it does have advantage. Sorry, I'm trying to pick up on the questions here. The advantage of men, of course, you don't have to get your monthly period. You don't have to get any pain during your periods. In fact, people who have endometriosis, people who have fibroids, is like hallelujah to them. I would never see a period again. So there are advantages to it, definitely. Absolutely, miracles. Miracles happen.
All right, I typed it.
What can they do to get the menopausal stage? Chemicals in the body, eating healthy, and also taking vitamins. But the utmost, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Hormone replacement therapy. The moment a woman starts taking that, it's like magical. It's magic.
Okay.
Certain foods and exercises. Yeah, there are certain foods that do stimulate like the nerves in the brain. I think avocado. These are things you can always research. Avocado, tomatoes, which are still the greens. The colorful, the healthy, the vegetables. They are good. Yeah. So if you start incorporating all these in your diet, consider a healthy lifestyle, and this helps. So the solution, like I said, to Ishaya is taking the hormone replacement therapy. So speaking with your doctor, and that helps in that area because it doesn't get better, trust me. So the perimenopause already, when the hormones are fluctuating.
Okay, the network
is proper and even post-menopausal stage. And without wasting time, there are advantages of the HRT. I know people have heard lots of negatives about it. But let me carry.
Somebody's asking if it does happen forever. Does it last forever?
Yes, like I said, it's there. It would last forever. Yes, absolutely. It would last forever. So it's a stage because there are no eggs again. Nothing is going to bring back the eggs. So that it will last forever, but there are things you can do. And like I said, the hormone replacement therapy, everyone can have a hormone replacement therapy. Yes. Someone has written, can everyone use the HRT? Yes, everyone can use it. Okay. I know there are things about it can predispose you or people have it. Well, true, but you can have the gel or you can have the pastry because the pastry estrogen can help with the sex drive. Different formulations it comes in, there is always a of HRT suitable for everyone.
Okay.
Get into menopause, like I said, that is early menopause is anything from 40 to 45. And then menopause is when they enter it less than 40. But however, we need to be very clear that people are not making the diagnosis of menopause by themselves. You need to these symptoms, you need to make sure you go to your doctor to rule out every other cause.
Okay. I think we covered a lot today.
Are there more questions?
Any other questions? If you guys have any other questions, do let us know.
Can menopause change? Of course. You're going to glow like a baby. It does. It does. Because you know what I find very baffling? People are they take contraceptive easily. To replace, like, no, I don't want to take it. And contraception is the contraceptive pills or the refined kind of hormones. So these are the ones they even predispose you to the blood clots. They predispose you. There's a low risk of you getting a breast cancer. But the hormone replacement therapy, like I'm talking about, is more of like the natural body just to everything you're experiencing. So this is why women get satisfaction.
So somebody is asking if it makes you gain weight.
No, that's the opposite. So when you're perimenopausal, that is when you gain weight. So if you notice, women talk about, oh, I told and I was putting on weight. That's because estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, they help to control the weight. Okay. So when these hormones are not produced, now get the pouch. They're like, oh, at 40, but it doesn't cause
somebody said, good topic, Dr. Cynthia. The line is very bad, keeps breaking up. That's Evelyn in Wake. I believe it's our hackers. This has not happened.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, shout out to you, Miss Evelyn. Thank you so much for letting us know about the network issues. We're sorry. And
okay.
Are you saying something? Because it's quiet. Somebody said, how often can they get checked for it? For checkups, for the post-menopause? I think it's your network, Cynthia. I don't even think it's mine anymore. I think our hackers have relaxed. I think it's coming from you. I don't know what's going on because my security people say we're fine. I don't know what's going on. I think it's from your UK. Maybe they want me. I can hear you, but I think some people are not hearing you. I think it's from your UK. Maybe I need to come to UK. UK wants me to be there. Because our hackers left us already. So it's not from our end in the US. So I don't know what's going on in the UK.
Okay, it's always the UK. Okay, I put my hands up. Yes, it's my fault.
We need to get you.
No, it's always the UK. That's the problem. Okay, no problem.
I'm not trying to be.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so soya beans milk, like I said, is healthy diet. So some people feel, which I said, healthy diet is good. So you take a healthy diet, yes, you're preparing your body, you have good sleep, you're preparing your body for those days where you hit the menopause. So basically, lifestyle modification has to be done.
Okay. Attention is going to help maintain.
And it's not only HRT. Sorry, I forgot to mention. So when you come to your GP, there are other medications we can give. Like you remember, I said when you're in that stage, it affects you start feeling low mood, you start feeling like you're depressed. So sometimes your GP or your physician could offer you some antidepressants that could help also. So antidepressant is not only for depression. So this is under stigma. Oh, she's on antidepressant as colo or she's crazy. No.
Colomenta.
So antidepressant
I think
is not only for colo
exactly.
mental.
She said that after.
Antidepressant can also be used for some menopausal symptoms, especially hot flushes.
Okay.
So there are some certain antidepressants that we prescribe. If a lady is saying, no, I don't want HRT, I don't want any form of hormone, then we can give that and it does help. If her major symptom was that flush, I feel that flush, the night sweat, yes, some antidepressant could help.
Okay. Someone said,
Are there any other questions?
She said, should I consider hormone replacement therapy, HRT? What are the risks and benefits?
What are the benefits?
And also the
Did you
risks.
say what are the benefits?
Both. The benefits and also the
Oh, the
risks.
benefits are a lot. Because when you take the hormone replacement therapy, okay, you're giving back the body the hormones that it cannot produce again. So it reduces your risk of getting osteoporosis. Because the moment your hormones go down, your bone density is reduced. So HRT helps to build up that strength. So you are less risk of getting osteoporosis. When you take HRT, it reduces your cardiovascular risks. I mean, your risks of getting heart attack, your risks of getting a stroke, because the linings around the heart, the estrogen, the progesterone, the testosterone, they help, they play a vital role. So once there's a laxity there, you are prone to all these other disorders like stroke, heart attack, a lot of things. So with the HRT, replacing it back, as long as it's the natural body hormone you're taking, not the synthesized one which we give in contraception. Okay, so they are two different. So when you go to your GP, you have to make sure that, hope you're not giving me the synthetic hormone. No, natural, the type similar to what the body has been producing. So that's the kind of one that is used in HRT. And yes, so that's it. So it's good bone density, and then reduces your risk of even type 2 diabetes, reduces your risk of cholesterol. So it's good. The negatives people talk about, yes, is a hormone. They talk about, oh, there are chances of me getting the breast cancer. But this is not if you're getting the natural hormone. If you're getting the synthetic, which you get in contraception, which people readily take. So it's amazing how people readily receive contraceptive pill not to get pregnant, despite the risks, compared to the HRT that would replace all those other things. And supplements, taking supplements. So I'm a good advocate of, yeah, vitamin D supplements, calcium, magnesium. Yeah. So I think the Well Woman, they do this package. So taking supplements, it helps also.
Okay.
And vitamin E. Yeah.
Is it possible to get pregnant during
Is that
pre-menopause?
it?
She said, is it possible to get pregnant during pre-menopause?
Or during your perimenopause? Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because you're still seeing your periods. So like I said, your periods have not stopped, but the periods are up and down because of the imbalance in the hormones. So there can be that egg that will not shed. It can just be fertilized. So definitely you can get pregnant. And one important thing you need to know is HRT is not a contraception. So even if you're on the HRT when you're perimenopausal, you can still get pregnant. Absolutely.
Okay. Interesting. I think I cannot hear you though, but I can see you talking. Okay.
You can't hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Goodness gracious.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'll get a ticket and come see you. I think I'm due for the UK already.
No, send me the ticket, so I'll come and see you.
I think what I need right now. I need your hugs. All right. So if you guys have any questions, please shoot them in. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel so that when we are live, you would get notified. And sometimes we do post educative videos if we do not come live, so you guys will be notified. If you've not given us a thumbs up, do that. Feel free to share all our videos. And if you do not have any questions, then we would like to wrap it up and end it here. We will be coming up with other shows that are coming on the midnight talk. We call it the midnight talk because it's like an adult talk, because people are like, midnight. It's not midnight. It's not midnight, but we talk about adults. That's why we named it Midnight Talk. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming today. If you do not have any questions, I'd like to wrap it up.
So just to wrap up, menopause is not a death sentence. Do not get scared about getting into your perimenopause, your menopause. Is a good thing to look forward to. Keep positive. And like I said, I'm a strong believer of God. So with God, all things are possible and you can go through the hurdle. So it's not, you shouldn't be scared of it. You should not feel stigmatized. Open up, seek help. And once help is given to you, and that's it. Positivity all the way. All right. Thank you, Her Excellency. God bless you.
God bless you too. I love the way you said God, because God is our pillar. We say it's a humanity platform because people always say, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that." Is this platform about religion? Because I love to preach sometimes about things. So yes, we do things about humanity, but our pillar is God. At the end of the day, you have to rely on God. So thank you, Dr. Cynthia, for reminding people to know that they have to have faith. Without God, we're nobody. So if you're here today, I want you to take that back and believe in God. In my Quran, it says, "For inna ma yusra yusra." After every difficulty comes ease. My family is going through some mourning right now. All I can do is rely on God. All we can do is rely on God. So with everything, I say, thank you, God. So thank you so much. And thank you all for the prayers. I saw that. And my family is grateful to you. I didn't want her to mention that, but she did. Fair enough. That's okay. Sometimes people don't know what you're going through too. And they, punch at you and they're like, why are you not answering me? So yes, I'm going through my own too, but we just have to keep that smiley face. So thank you so much. And we'll see you on the next show. So if you've not also followed the Facebook page, we do have the Amina Jimoh Show on Facebook, on Instagram. Do follow it. We have a lot of interesting things going on there all over the world. We have people from all over the world. And do follow it. We also have the Amina Jimoh Foundation. Do like and follow that too. So thank you so much. And we'll be seeing you on the next episode. Have a good one and God bless you. Peace out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would.
Ready to connect. Ready to connect. Connected to Earth iPhone.
Muna nan da taimako mu haɗa kai mu haɗa ƙarfi tare muke da burin ciyar da al'umma gaba. Mun kafu domin taimakawa marasa galihu mu yi magana a madadin marasa muryar magana tun daga Najeriya har zuwa Afirka da duniya baki ɗaya. Taimakon mu yana da nisa ba mu da wata iyaka. Gidauniyar Amina Jimoh mu ne masu kawo haske tare za mu gina wata gobe mai cike da albarka. Muna taimakawa mutane da fatar alheri da taimako. Kofar mu a buɗe take. Gidauniyar Amina Jimoh kullum muna da buri mai kyau, canjin rayuwa, taimako da inganta al'umma. Wannan shine aikin mu, mu ne hasken al'umma. Gidauniyar Amina Jimoh.
Amina mai kyan Amina kalar gidan masarauta. Amina mai tarbiyya.
Assalamu alaikum Hajiya Murja. Da fatan kina lafiya.
Lafiya kalau Hajiya Amina ya kike ya gida?
Amina lafiya Hajiya Murja. Shin wani gabata kan Hajiya Murja kina da labarin gidauniyar Amina Jimoh AGF?
Gaskiya sam bana da labarin wannan gidauniyar.
Matso kusa ki ji labari. Ai Hajiya Murja wata gidauniyar Amina Jimoh AGF su kungiya ce ta duniya. Suna ba da kyakkyawan gudunmawa ga bunƙasa rayuwar marasa ƙarfi. Suna ƙoƙarin ɗaukaka marasa galihu. Sun tsaya tsayin daka wajen ba da shawarwari ga marasa ƙarfi a cikin al'umma a duk rana.
Haba dai ƙawata. Wannan gidauniya a ina take?
Ki bari Hajiya Murja. Ai wannan gidauniyar Amina Jimoh AGF daga Najeriya zuwa Afirka da sauran ƙasashen waje. Nan wannan gidauniya take. Kuma suna ba da aikin ƙarfafawa mutane gwiwa da haɓaka ci gabansu a kowane lokaci da kuma yin haɗin gwiwa don tabbatar da cewa mara ƙarfi ya samu 'yanci. Wata ko Hajiya Murja, ita wannan gidauniya ta ƙungiyar Amina Jimoh AGF.
Ina jin ki ƙawata.
An kafa wannan gidauniyar a cikin shekara ta 2008 tare da kyakkyawar zuciya da tabbatar gaskiya. Kuma kyautatawa shine abin da suke so su yi. Tushen wannan gidauniyar yana Massachusetts ta ƙasar Amurka. Ba da gudunmuwarka wajen assasa alkhairi ita ce manufarmu.
Gaskiya wannan gidauniyar sun zo ne don tabbatar da haskaka rayuwar al'umma. Tare da mu za a haskaka wannan hanya domin al'umma ta ji daɗi. Don mutane su cin moriyar albarkar rayuwa ta